Hey guys, I'm Steve Brown here in the Alpine Installation Bay. Today we're going to show you an installation on our 2007 Toyota Camry. Now this is a perfect application for one of our new products. This is our PXE H660 factory integration audio processor. And what this allows you to do is keep your factory radio and add an Alpine sound system behind it. Now this particular car is perfect because it's got an 8-speaker JBL sound system. It's got factory navigation and a factory amplifier. So we're going to keep all that stuff in, but we're going to replace the amplifier and we're going to replace the speakers and add a subwoofer so we can get much better sound. Now here laid out you can see we've got all the products. We've got our 660s we talked about before. We've got our Type R component set that's going to go in the front. Our 6x9s that'll replace the factory speakers in the rear deck. A 10-inch Alpine Type R sub, this is a brand new model. And our PDX 5-channel amplifier that'll drive everything. All said and done, you've got about an $1,800 sound system upgrade here that's going to sound great and maintain the factory cosmetics of the vehicle. Now over here is our car. This is our 2007 Camry. Like I said, factory navigation in the dash and a very easy way to upgrade the speakers because it's got 6.5-inch speaker holes up front, 6x9s in the back, and a lot of room in the back to mount a subwoofer. So we're going to start taking this thing apart and get started. As you can see, what we've done is taken the Type R Alpine speakers and we've integrated it into the 6x9 mount that was originally in the Toyota. And the nice thing about doing it this way is we can use the factory connections. We took off the factory Toyota speakers and then we can plug in directly into the door speaker. So that way, if you ever want to go back to stock, you can without cutting any wires. So that's the rear. That's the front. And then in the rear, we've got the 6x9s, same treatment with a custom-made ring and the plug as well. Now, we're also going to do the same thing with the tweeters. So we're going to take this factory tweeter that was in the dash and we're going to mount the Alpine tweeter in its place using the factory connection again for a nice clean install. Alright guys, we're back in the Camry install now. We've got everything installed and it's time to set the system up. Now as you can see, we've got the PXE H660 imprint processor set on the front of the floorboard. We actually have it mounted underneath the seat, but we're going to pull it out and put it out here so we can do the setup. So when you first turn this unit on, you'll see on the display it says Start Setup, press Enter. So we're going to press Enter. It'll say Max the head unit volume and press Enter. Now on our head unit, we've already found that our factory volume level max is 40. So that means at 40, it'll be cleaned. And from there, we know that we won't have any distortion past that point. So we're gonna hit enter. Amp input is set for center gain. So we've done that already, we're gonna hit enter. So now we're gonna play track 1 on the disc that's included with the PXE H660. That's already in our factory CD player. And our volume set, so we're gonna press enter. And now it's going to say measuring track number 1. Okay, now we're going to play track number 2. So we're going to track up, play track number 2, and press enter. And what that's doing is it's matching the factory output from the factory amplifier to our Alpine piece. So we can be sure we get a clean signal into it. So after that's done, takes a second. It's going to ask if we want two-way on or off. Now this is just a regular front-rear subwoofer system, so two-way is going to be off, so we'll press enter. Sub-amp down, so what it's asking is did we turn our sub-amplifier gain down? The sub-amp should be set on 1/4 through the entire setup process. So it is down, we turn it down to 1/4, so we're going to press enter. Once we're done with our setup, we'll go ahead and turn our sub-gain back up, and that way we can get full subwoofer output. So from here on out, we can actually get out of the car and do the setup remotely from the outside. So you can see that we've got our microphone in position 1, which is in the driver's seat. It's about head level, so that way you get the sound perfectly set up for the driver's seat. So we're going to get out of the car and we're going to close the door. Make sure all the doors and windows are closed. We're going to roll this window up. And then we can use our remote control and press C and that'll start the process. Okay, now that we have our factory head unit in the Toyota tuned to our Alpine PXE H660, it's time to actually do the sound tuning part. Now that's what's the real advantage of this product is, the fact that it does automatic sound tuning. It comes with the microphone, and as you can see, we made a quick microphone stand just using MDF that puts the microphone about at the driver's head level. Now we use 4 microphone positions inside the car to measure the sound. The first one is right here at the driver's seat. Position 2 will be in the passenger seat. Position 3 will be in the back seat in the middle, and then position 4 will be here in the center console. And now that we're all set up, all we have to do is use our included remote control. So we just point it at the remote eye, press the C button, and then it'll automatically go through each tuning process automatically, and then we can go to each individual position. Now we're done with position 1, we're going to go ahead and move the mic to position 2, which is the passenger seat. Ready? And now we're going to go ahead and put it in position 3, which is in the back seat. Okay, the last position is mic position number 4, which is in the center console right between the front seats. Okay, now that our 4 mic positions are done, you can see that the processor will say sub amp up, press enter. So we have to go over to our amplifier and turn our sub gain back up to the level that we want it at. So here under the driver's seat, you can see we mounted our PX5 Alpine amplifier. Now this amp's great because it powers everything in the system, and as you can see, it's nice and compact, so it fits easily underneath that seat. Now, as we showed you, you need to turn the sub gain back up once you're done tuning the system. So we're going to take our gain control, we're going to turn it where we want it. I'm also going to adjust the gains of the front and rear channels as well, turn them up just a little bit. And then we can go ahead and mount our amplifier down and take a listen. And now the setup's done. You press enter, and we'll get audio now out of the system, and we can use our factory volume control to control it. Okay, now that we're done tuning our system, one thing you'll notice about the PXE is the fact that it comes after it's done with the tuning process, the volume levels turn pretty low. So what you want to do is you want to use the volume control on the remote to turn the volume on the processor all the way up. And what that allows you to do is now use the factory volume control. So once this is set at maximum, you can now use the factory volume control rather than having to use this. So now it works just like the factory system. As you can see, now my factory volume is fully operational. Not only that, but even my sound settings on my factory radio can be used to tune the sound as well. So it works just like the factory system, but it sounds a whole lot better.